I hope that after seeing previous video, you cannot wait to learn how to use Composer. You're on the right track then. But before I teach you how to install Composer, which is very easy by the way, let's talk a moment about system requirements. Composer is written in PHP, so PHP of course is needed. Minimal required version is 5.3.2, recommended is 5.3.4, which should be easily satisfied by your system. Composer is distributed as PHP archive, so we'll also need support for FAR. Thankfully, PHP supports FAR out of the box since version 5.3.0, so you also shouldn't encounter any problems here. You will also need access to PHP from your command line, the same as I have here. I'm on version 5.5.4, and having a Git installed is very recommended. Any other dependencies will be checked as part of installation process. Now, let's install Composer locally. I will cover Unix-based system first, so Mac OS X and basically any kind of Linux out there. We need to type this command inside directory where I want to have my Composer tool installed. Here we're downloading installer from Composer page and piping output to PHP. And as you can see, we have information that Composer has been installed. If you don't have curl, you can also use wget in order to install Composer. So I will remove Composer FAR, and now I will use something like this. And it's downloaded, Composer is installed. On Unix-based system, you should have one of those tools, I mean curl or wget, installed out of the box. In other case, install them using your package manager. To prove you that your PHP settings are checked during installation, let's change one of them. For example, Composer requires allow URL fopen to be set to true. Let me change this and let's run installation script once again. I will edit my configuration file. And at the end, I will add allow URL fopen equal false. I will save this. Let's clear that. And I will try to install Composer once again. How you might expect, Composer installation failed. Also, it gave us very specific information about what's wrong with our system configuration. Let's change this setting back very quickly. So, edit my file, going to the end, delete a line, save, and now when I try to install it, it goes smoothly. Finally, when you type php composer FAR, you will get list of available commands. I used Mac OS X, but I will show you quickly that it works on Linux too, where I don't have curl installed. This is my virtual Linux machine. So let's go with wget. Like before, I will use this command and let's run it. We're checking settings, Composer successfully installed. So when I run PHP and I have version 5.3.10 here, I will get commands of Composer. Going back to Mac OS X. Now let's move to the global installation of Composer. To be honest, I prefer this way. I have it always one command away, no matter where I am inside my file system, and it's easier to update it too. I will show you only Mac OS X way of doing it, because on Linux it works the same. And making Composer global is very simple. Just take this file, which you already downloaded, and move it somewhere where your path points on. I would say the best place for it is user local bin. For user bin, you may need root privileges. This is why I tend to use user local bin, which is also used by Homebrew Package Manager on Mac OS X. When I echo my path, you will see that user local bin is inside this variable. So only thing I need to do is to move Composer FAR into user local bin Composer. And after this, I can just type Composer and it's available globally. To show you that it's in user local bin. There are other ways to install Composer globally, using Package Manager for your system, but I recommend you this method. It's very straightforward. That's all about Unix-based systems. When it comes to Windows, Composer guys have a one-click installer for this, but I won't cover this topic here. Now, when you have Composer installed, go to the next videos to learn how to use Composer in your daily work.